Gentlemen, thank you very much for the invitation to come here today, and I want to congratulate you on the summer school and on the work that you're doing here. I'm one of these unfortunate legislators. I'm chairman of the Joint Oireachtas Committee on Defence, Equality and Justice. The way we used to process legislation up to recently was that the executive, the government, would publish a bill. The bill would come into one of the houses, either the Senate or the Dáil, and there would be a debate. And then it would go to the committees, and there would be some amendments, and that was it. And the legislature, as such, didn't have any opportunity to really impact on the thrust of the legislation, on the philosophy, on the theory, on anything else, on the stuff that you're all expert at here, for instance. So really it was a rubber stamp. And that was a critique of our legislature here for quite some time. Now this year, as Carol has said earlier on, there was a change. And what has happened now is the heads of bills are being sent to committees. The suggested brief outline of what the bill might contain. And the committees are asked to comment. Now how in the name of goodness could we comment? Because you're the experts. And I don't know how you feel, but I'm totally overloaded at the moment, having been here for the afternoon. So how do you get your head around this stuff and stuff like this? And then you're all working on this stuff here. So we decided, well, let's ask Gerard Quinn and others for help. So we put out a call and we said, please send in submissions to us. Boy, were we sorry. We got 70 submissions. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. And then we invited the groups to come and engage with us. So they came in and they engaged with the senators and the deputies and tried to, in the simplest way as they could, and they had to be because they're dealing with us, to put the concepts across. And the concepts are, as we all know, are difficult and challenging and new. So we did that, and then we tried to distill it down, and we produced our own report at the beginning of this. So then we launched this report, and this is it's great to have this here because it looks good. But it's also on the net, and we are talking about having it on a disc as well. So what happened then is we send this report back to the executive, back to the minister, back to the department, and we say, look, you have a wealth of information in here. You have our observations, you have the observations of all the experts out there. Not only the NGOs, not only the universities, but also individuals came forward with their own points of view, which were very welcome. And where it is at the moment now is that the department is producing a bill which will come before the Parliament shortly. Now that bill will come into either the Senate, the Seanad or the Dáil, and it will be debated, and then it will be sent to the committees. And I would hope that before the committee starts to deal with it at committee stage, that we would actually invite in some of the groups again to observe and assist us on this and to give us an idea as to how they will see it developing. So that's the process we have. We are trying to engage with civil society. We are trying to engage with the people who are expert. We are trying to engage with the practitioners and the end users. And we've not only done this with this particular bill, we've had the same process with a guard of vetting, withholding information, legal services, insolvency and bankruptcy. We're launching a mediation report on Thursday. Human Rights and Equality Commission is being rejigged, and they're going in together. We looked at missing persons, domestic violence, community policing, and European arrest warrants and search warrants in general. That just gives you a flavour of the kind of stuff we've been dealing with in the committee for the last 6 months. So this work alone could keep us going on its own, not to mind the rest of everything else. So you can see what the challenge is like for legislators. And of course, we all have our constituency work to do on top of that in order to look after that side of it. So it's very challenging, but it's extremely rewarding. It's a new way of doing business in the legislature here. As I said, it wasn't done like this previously. And there will, I think, from what Carol has been saying and Eleanor, there will be a tension between the committee and the executive when the bill is produced. If, as Carol has suggested, some of the things in there may not be as expected by the committee. So that's where we're at. I was asked to give a brief overview of the process that we're engaged in here at the moment and how it has changed and how the legislature and the committee system is beginning to assert, become more assertive, if you like, vis-a-vis the executive. And I think that's a good thing, because what has happened to some of these other reports that I've mentioned, when they've gone back to the minister has actually accepted every single recommendation from the committee. So it allows the civil society and people with expertise to feed into the legislature and the legislative process. It's exciting, it's new, it's challenging, it's very demanding, extremely time-consuming, but it's brilliant. And we want to actually develop it further. So if people here have suggestions and ideas as to how we might develop that further, please feel free to get in contact with us. Again, congratulations on your summer school and on the work you're doing here, and thank you very much.